Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to our definitive level 9 CPU tournament. Today we are on the loser side of the bracket, and we will be on the loser side of the bracket for the next 2 weeks as well. Because this week and next week, the matchups that we are looking at will take us into top 8, which is where the rules of the game change quite a bit. So starting things off for us today, we have Hero versus King Dedede. And Hero, despite being the lower seed at seed 22, has just taken a commanding lead over King Dedede, our number 15 seed, in this tournament, which is a very advantageous and great spot for him to be in. Admittedly, he does have some tools that allow him to stay a bit further away from his opponent. He has been using that a fair amount in this match so far, and that has drained his MP, but he is using that to his advantage here. We've got a Psych Up coming through, and that Neutral Air is going to be enough to pick up the second stock, and that gives Hero a 2-stock lead in this match, and Dedede really struggling to find an answer here at this point in time. Hero's still sitting a little low on his MP, which isn't a great position for him to be in. Looks like we get the up smash there. We've got the rapid jab at ledge. That's still not going to be enough to pick up a kill, and now Hero is at max rage. He recovers back the stage using Zoom, and then immediately retaliates with a Sizz and a Kazap. Forward air from King Dedede sends Hero all the way over to the right, but it's not enough to pick up that stock. And Dedede looking for the Gordo inhale, but doesn't get anything out of it, unfortunately for him. He gets caught up a little bit in the Kaswoosh there from Hero, which he just barely had enough energy points or magic points for. And that up tilt finally going to take that stock off of King Dedede, but this match is as good as lost for him, and we'll have to see if he's able to rally back in a counter pick here. Footstool coming out from Hero. He doesn't get any sort of punishment from it immediately. Couple of nairs to build out the damage a little bit further. Up air coming out from Hero. He's got the Acceleratle active, which King Dedede really has to watch out for. Nice air dodge around that back air. As he recovers back to ledge, Hero gets caught up in that rapid jab there from him, or that forward tilt, I believe is what that was, rather. Gordo coming out as Hero gets Psych Up active again. And that back throw isn't going to be quite enough, but if he would have landed that snooze, it certainly would have been more than enough to end that fight. The Kazap coming out there again, not enough to pick up that kill, but King Dedede just barely going to make it back to stage there. Acceleratle active again for Hero, and the up tilt is going to claim that last stock, giving Hero the win here in our first match in this set. So we're going to go ahead and mark that down as a Hero victory and see if King Dedede can retaliate or come back in round 2 to force a game 3 situation. King Dedede picking a very interesting venue here with Lilac Peruse. I don't know that this is going to provide him the amount of cover from Hero's onslaught of spells as he was hoping. And right off the bat, we do see that Hero is still quite comfortable with this matchup here. 2 Gordos coming out back to back there for King Dedede. We get 2 different connecting hits from that. And Hero is looking like he's struggling a little bit with this stage and the angles that are contained there within. So maybe King Dedede just figured out the matchup a little bit better, or he is genuinely doing better on this counterpick stage of his. Hero going for the forward smash there at ledge, doesn't get anything from it, unfortunately for him. King Dedede being chased far off to the left-hand side there. We have the Sizz coming out. Hero thinking about Hocus Pocus, opts against it and goes for the Kazap there again. That's been a favorite move of his in this set, and it did pick up the stock, so you can't really fault him for it. And nice little neutral B usage there from King Dedede. Now, King Dedede's neutral B is incapable of picking up a kill, so he's going to have to really find a different option, and that back air is definitely something that's going to help him pick up that stock and even things out a little bit here. Though he needs to do better at getting damaging options in against his opponent. And Hero barely going to make it back from that down air. It wasn't a sweet spot spike, but the fully charged side B Kazap coming out there from Hero, and that is going to take that stock and put Hero in another advantageous position, which is kind of what we've seen over the matchup as a whole. King Dedede scrapping together to see if he can prolong his tournament run, because if he loses this match, he is gone for good. The Gordo coming out there again. It doesn't pick up the kill. Hero going to make it back. He can recover from very low here and deter King Dedede from retaliating against him with his down air and other tools there. Nice little 1-2 combo with the Gordo to forward air there from King Dedede, but it's not enough to pick up that stock. The down tilt at center stage, again, not going to be what King Dedede needed to pick up a kill here. And the jab, or the forward tilt there from King Dedede, is finally going to take that stock, but he has a now 69% deficit. Nice. And he's really going to have to play out of his mind if he wants to force a game 3. He's gotten some nice damage onto Hero thus far. That Gordo catching Hero by surprise by taking a tumble back towards the right thanks to that slanted platform. Up to from King Dedede, gets him set up for another one. That Gordo coming out yet again. And the Sizz is going to come out and send that Gordo right back to King Dedede. And against all odds, Dedede does grapple back, lands a down air there at ledge, and spikes Hero into the bottom blast zone. So we will indeed be seeing a game 3 between these two combatants.
3, 2, 1.
Hero counterpicking to PS2 for the final match, or the final match in this set. And it's probably better for him with the level platforms and a bit more consistency, but King Dedede really seems to have figured things out a lot better than he did in Game 1, so he may very well be giving Hero a run for his money despite being on a stage that he himself did not pick for this match. We've got the Kafrizz loaded up there for Hero. He gets the forward smash onto the Gordo to send it flying back. And Hero tries to go for that zoom, but doesn't get it active fast enough, and that's going to cause some problems for him as he seeks to maintain a lead here. Up smash there from Hero isn't going to do it, and that bounce is going to expire momentarily. He goes for the Kazap, doesn't get anything from it, and the Zapple is going to cause some more problems for King Dedede as it has over the course of this matchup. But we don't see the 0 to death run back from Hero for equalizing these stocks just yet. And Hero rolling around King Dedede looking for a finishing option. That down smash is going to do it. We're even on 2 stocks apiece with King Dedede at a 50% lead until he gets caught up in that fully charged Kafrizz there. And gets hit by the whack as well, but he misses the damage roll on it and doesn't end up claiming the stock at that low of a percent. Both combatants being sent far off to the right-hand side, and Hero recovering back with that Kaswoosh, catches Dedede up in it, and he takes the lead. That was certainly not something that King Dedede wanted or needed here, so a very unfortunate misstep from him. Hero going for that down smash again, does quite well with that. And we've got a down air coming out there from King Dedede claiming that second stock. We are on tournament stocks for both combatants here. And the Acceleratle is just getting Hero into more trouble as he runs around his opponent here. Acceleratle has expired there, and Hero does pick up the Gordo Reflect with that side B. He's been using not as much as we saw in the first match. He may want to opt back for that to pick up some better options against his opponent. A nice up smash there from Dedede. It does not end up landing, unfortunately for him. And we have an oomph active from Hero. That could be disastrous for King Dedede if he ends up getting hit by it. And that down tilt not going to do it for him. Flame Slash comes out too late to reflect that Gordo back around. Hero's mana resources are completely depleted here. Gets a nice shield on that forward smash, but ends up jumping into the Gordo. Gordo catches him off stage as he seeks to recover, and King Dedede with a onslaught of Gordos and a flourishing down air rallies back and knocks Hero out of the tournament, putting King Dedede in our top 8 competitors. Absolutely astounding run back from King Dedede there. But we have a top 10 matchup on our loser side of the bracket up next for you, so let's move over to that fight now. Like I said, a top 10 matchup in this tournament. We have number 7 seed Ike versus number 3 seed Ganondorf. And Ganondorf, one of the higher seeds remaining in this tournament at this point in time. I believe King Dedede is still on our winner side as our number 2 seed, but he is really causing a lot of problems for Ike here on this opening stage of Yoshi's story. Though it is going to seem like a lot of familiar moves, as the forward and up smashes for these combatants are identical in their animations. So definitely a bit of a silly matchup for sure, but both combatants hitting incredibly hard. You never want to count either of them out. Ike flourishing back with his own neutral B there, gets the connection hit on Ganondorf, but Ganondorf picks up that first stock with a jab. And Ike firing right back off the restock with an up smash through onto that platform. Dark dive catching Ike above that platform there, and he gets grabbed out of his forward smash, which isn't a great position for Ganondorf to be in by any means. Ganondorf dropping through that platform with a neutral air, goes for the neutral air again off the grab release. Doesn't get anything from it, but the neutral air is going to cause some problems for Ike as he gets caught up in it. Flame Choke is another move that has caused a lot of problems for Ike up until this point. And Ganondorf hanging out too close to that ledge. I understand what he was going for with the Volcano Kick, but didn't get anything out of it, and as a matter of fact got punished by Ike's up B, though Ganondorf was too far away from the ledge to be in any real danger or trouble from that move. Neutral Air going to take that second stock away from Ike, and Ganondorf in a very controlling position here at less than 40%, and trying to run things back against Ike with more aggressive damage here. We have a side beat coming out there from Ike, which doesn't deal as much damage as he was hoping that it probably would. A couple of up airs coming out from Ike. That causes a lot of problems for Ganondorf. Ganondorf really only got, with that Dark Dive, 2 different connecting hits off the restock, and Ike finally equalizing with an up smash of his own here. Ganondorf going for that devastating forward smash, which probably wouldn't have claimed the stock, but it would have been problematic for Ike at this percent. Forward air coming out there. Air dodging around that up smashes that would have caught him. Up smashes again at center stage. Ike really in a problematic position here. Ganondorf going for that Volcano Kick again and gets out of the retaliating hit from that. I'm left speechless here. He got out of the counter and sent Ike away to the right-hand side and then landed the Volcano Kick that he was going for earlier as Ike made his way up to ledge and claims that stock. Absolutely dominating display here from Ganondorf, which is to be expected as the number 3 seed of the tournament, but we'll see if Ike has an answer in his counter pick for Game 2. Ike counterpicking to Northern Cave. This is a pretty safe space for him to be in, all things considered. And both combatants kind of dancing around each other. Ike getting hit by that up smash there, and parries the second one, but still not a position that you want to be in if you are looking to rally back against Ganondorf and force a Game 3 here. We've got a forward tilt coming out there from Ganondorf. I actually think that that was his, not his forward tilt, but rather his jab there. Very scary move to get hit by, really, because Ganon's jab, even though it's a singular hit, hits a lot harder than most. Ike going for a down smash there at ledge, but it's not the best move for him to go for because it does not hit below that ledge, and Ganon pulling out one of those iconic down airs and picking up the first stock in this second game here. Ike really needs to work a bit harder to rally back and give us a chance of a Game 3. He lands the counter, but sends him off the left with the strike from it, so that wouldn't have picked up that stock. The backswing of that down smash, on the other hand, it certainly will, and that causes a lot of problems for Ganondorf as he's looking to finish things out. Just about gets caught by that ether, which is not a great look for him, and Ganon landing that wizard's foot there on the center stage for a nice extra burst of damage against his opponent. Ike doing a really good job at dancing around most of these smash attacks here from Ganon, so you can't really fault him for that. Dash attack comes out from Ganon, and he tries to follow it up with a forward air, doesn't get anything from it. And Ike trying to rally back with some additional aerials and other strikes, but the forward tilt there with the foot from Ganon is going to pick up that second stock. Ike looking like he just does not have an answer to Ganondorf here, as Ganon gets a couple of additional hits off of Ike's restock. Flame Choke there coming out again, and always a scary position to be in because it does put you into a prone position where you can then read on your rolls, or if you just decide to do nothing. That can be kind of a mix-up as well, but not one that you'll ever want to stand for, really. Ike getting a couple of tilts there, and Ganon with the forward air at center stage. He's going to clean this match up really quickly with a 2-0 lead. Ike has been removed from the tournament, and Ganon will have to face off against King Dedede in the top 8 match in 2 weeks. But there's more matches for us to get to, so let's continue on to those today. Alright, we now have our number 14 seeded Steve up against our number 39 seeded Yoshi. Now, Steve did not do well in last week's match against Pyra Mithra, so he's definitely looking to see if he can manage to perform a bit better and a bit more consistently here against Yoshi, which should be the case because Yoshi isn't as quick or as versatile as Pyra Mithra were, and we do see that with the myriad of moves that he's pulling out right here. Now, Steve is also taking a lot more time to farm up his resources, and Yoshi seems content to just kind of let him do it, which is not great planning for him by any means. And Yoshi looking to continue layering on this damage any way he can. Steve getting that down air kill, and it looked like he was going to try and get the diamond tool set up for him, but he also may want to hold on to that. As I say that, he does end up crafting the diamond tool, which is a very bad position for Yoshi to be in here, already up at 53% off that restock. And that is going to cause a lot of problems for Yoshi trying to rally back here. We have the redstone-powered minecart coming out here, picks up an additional hit onto Yoshi there, and Yoshi rolling around Steve just to try and stay away from his onslaught of attacks. Falls out of the up smash there, and misses the down tilt at ledge, unfortunately for him. Gets the forward air, and Yoshi air dodging through that up smash again. That magma block can be really problematic for Steve's opponents. Steve has a lot of iron on lockdown here for him, though, so that is certainly a good thing for him, and his opponent just kind of has to deal with. Finally claims that second stock with an up smash. Again, that magma block just causes a lot of problems, locks you in there more often than not, and can cause a lot of grief for his opponents. And Yoshi deciding that he just wants to try his luck in match 2 with a quick SD there. Steve, absolutely phenomenal display against his opponent here. And we'll have to see if he can continue that dominant performance to take him into top 8. Or if Yoshi can pull off a miraculous run back.
3, 2, 1.
Yoshi counterpicking over to Final Destination. Probably a smarter move for him, as it allows him to not give Steve as many camping areas that he can hold up out of. And already he's keeping much closer tabs on his opponent, which is definitely what he was needing to do compared to what we saw in that first match. Steve going to make it back to that ledge with his Elytra, and Yoshi maintaining the lead for the time being. And I think another problem was the fact that Yoshi was never able to get rid of the diamond tools that Steve had. Steve coming out with that forward throw causes a lot of problems for his opponents for sure. And that back air coming out to cause more problems for Yoshi. Steve turning this around and getting right back in the lead here. We do see the stone tools coming out just because that was a much more plentiful resource for him, as he has not had nearly as much time to mine up and gather resources. He does have a moment to do so just there, but Yoshi not giving him much breath as he attempts to do so. Steve choosing to pillar up on his restock there. Very odd move for him. You normally want to see from Steve players a chance to mine up some resources while they're waiting for their opponent to restock. So certainly a weird move for him, uncharacteristic, really, for him to do something like that. Finally digging up some more resources there, but he is going to get refreshed off of his restock here, and he goes right back to the stone tools. So, I mean, it's better than wood, but not by a large margin. Steve off that left-hand side. Yoshi doing a much better job here where Steve doesn't have as many, or any platforms or areas to retreat to. And Steve going for the TNT there. We haven't really seen him use that in this match as of yet, but it does at least cause him to have some more control over the stage, so he can't really complain about that. Down smash catches Yoshi off guard, and Steve ends up gimping himself on his recovery by running into the bottom side of his block, and what should have been a very advantageous position for him turns into a final stock situation on game 2. Up smash coming out there for Yoshi, or for Steve, and then gets caught up in Steve's up smash now twice. Yoshi's game plan seems to be falling apart quite rapidly here. And Yoshi rolling around Steve catches, or detonates that TNT, which is better than actually getting hit by it for sure. And Steve really running low on his critical resources here. Not a great position for him to be in by any means. Yoshi rallying back. He's got Steve up at 100%. That up air not going to claim that stock just yet. Dash attack coming out from Steve. And Yoshi getting that down air. That down air is a very scary move for him because it allows him a lot of additional damage racked up on his opponent. Steve now at max rage, and makes it back towards the stage before Yoshi picks him up with his neutral air, or his down air again. Steve gets Yoshi trapped there in that first attempt to grab the ledge with his down tilt. And Yoshi needs to find a way to end this quickly, or he's going to end up in a scary position. Steve gets the tech off of that block that he placed. And Yoshi really needs to find that killing move. Steve up at 200% here. Steve gets the up tilt. And Yoshi not taking an opportunity to finish this fight. Steve is going to craft his gold tools, but it's not going to be enough for him. Yoshi has successfully forced a Game 3 situation. And very excellent work with that counter pick in not allowing Steve any places to run away and retreat from. So a very smart decision by Yoshi. But now it's time for Steve's counter pick, and he can pick as many platforms as he wants on whichever stage he ends up going to. So Yoshi's going to have to be a lot more decisive in his moves that he makes.
3, 2,
and a very interesting counter pick here from Steve, just going to Smashville. I mean, it does have a platform, but it doesn't give nearly as many, nearly as many applications as some of the other ones do. But he does catch Yoshi with that TNT detonation at center stage, which puts Yoshi in a very scary situation, being that far down against his opponent. Steve looking like he's needing to be a bit more aggressive with his opponent, but at the same time, it's really good for him to continue to mine up those resources. And Yoshi is not being as consistent with rushing down his opponent as he was in the last match here. And Steve opting for the Elytra Punish, which is really weird. It doesn't really do anything beneficial for him, unfortunately. And Steve opting for those gold tools. They do have those moves that come out a bit faster and can be problematic for Yoshi here. They don't hit quite as hard as the diamond tools do, but they can cause problems to be sure. Yoshi getting a nice offstage punish there against Steve. Steve looking for a killing option. That forward air spiking onto stage isn't going to pick up the stock. But Yoshi clinking with that minecart is certainly one way to avoid getting grabbed by it, which is probably better for him, all things considered. We got the down tilt from that Flint and Steel coming out. Steve now has, I don't know if he can stack diamonds, but he has mined 2 on this stock. So if he takes a moment and crafts some tools with it, we will very well find out. And his gold tools have broken at this point, which is not a great position for him to be in. But he does end up losing that first stock, and finally finds a retaliating blow with that forward air after crafting his diamond tools off of his own restock. And it does appear that we can stack 2 diamonds on top of themselves because he still has a diamond in reserves for making a new set of tools. So he's already ready to go for that third and final stock should he get placed down that low in this match. Now Steve trying to camp out his opponent here on those blocks at the build limit for the stage. Not a bad option by any means by Steve here. Yoshi's still doing a really good job of keeping even with his opponent, and he gets caught up in that up smash, which again, not a position you want to be found in because that up smash racks up a lot of damage. Also gets hit by a down air, which hits very hard, and you don't want to be caught by too many of those based off of how powerful they actually are. Especially where Steve has the option to retreat from it completely as opposed to riding it down. Steve getting around that forward smash and drops an anvil on Yoshi's head. That is going to give Steve the advantage, which is kind of what we expected to see here. Yoshi's going to pick up that second stock with the back air. And like we saw before, Steve had that second diamond on lockdown ready for his diamond tools off of the restock. And so he's already in a advantageous position here. Steve gonna make it out of that egg. It's way too early in his stock for that to have been a devastating move by any means. We have the TNT hanging out on the right-hand side of the stage there. Yoshi going to try and wait that out by staying off stage as long as possible, and he does. Back air coming out there from Steve. It's not going to be enough to pick up a kill, but retaliates with that down air, which again is a really good damage building move for Yoshi there. Yoshi gets the up air through Steve's block and the down throw, but the anvil going to come out a third time in this matchup, and it is going to take that last stock. Steve will move on into our top 8 side of this bracket, which again, really unfortunate performance there from Yoshi. Tried to keep it in as even as he could, but it wasn't good enough, and Steve is going to move on. So let's move over to our last matchup of the day. It's not going to be as high octane, but these combatants have put on impressive runs up until this point. So we'll just have to see who picks up the win, and we'll have to face off against Steve in top 8. Donkey Kong and Falco. Now, Falco has been a very underestimated performer in this tournament, as he's been on the loser's side since round 3. And you wouldn't expect a lot from a number 65 seed, but he has held his own in this tournament as of yet. Now, Donkey Kong was just recently sent over to the loser side of the tournament, so you don't want to count him out either. But he's also not a very highly seeded combatant at seed number 43. And currently putting the bit of the smackdown onto Falco with all of the moves that he's throwing out here. Neutral air there coming out from Donkey Kong to pick up a little bit more damage. That down tilt causes a lot of problems for his opponents, or I guess that was a forward tilt instead. Back air there coming out from Donkey Kong, gets the air dodge around the Falco illusion there. And Donkey Kong going for that forward air spike. He probably should have gone for the down air, but regardless picks up the stock with that back air. And Donkey Kong in a very advantageous position at this point in time. I mean, Falco did dispatch a number 16 seed Snake in last round of loser's side, so you never want to count him out, especially with as obnoxious of a combatant as Snake can be. Donkey Kong making it back to stage there. He is at max rage, which is a scary place to be in against Donkey Kong because he causes a lot of problems and deals a lot of damage to his opponents. And those up airs are not doing Falco any favors as he continues to get hit by them. That's built up 70% on his opponent there. The down tilt coming out from Donkey Kong at ledge. Falco finally picks up that stock with a down air off stage. But he's got 90%, now 100% to try and rally back from, leaving Donkey Kong essentially up a full stock. That reflector not going to do a whole lot for him in this matchup because Donkey Kong doesn't have anything that he can throw right back at him. Back air coming out there from Donkey Kong, not enough to pick up the stock, but enough to cause a nuisance and some additional damage. Up air into the neutral air there, it will pick up that second stock, and Falco now in a position that he needs to potentially play a bit safer around his opponent, or I guess that's always the great plan that you'll want to go with. Side B coming out there from Donkey Kong. Nice work from this combatant here. Falco making it back to the right-hand side of the ledge here, gets the up tilt, and clanks there with Donkey Kong. Unfortunately, it would be nicer for him if he was able to avoid some of those damaging moves that Falco throws out at him. Back air again coming out from Donkey Kong, up air connects, and Falco at a very dangerous position. We see the back throw coming out there from Donkey Kong. And Falco trying to get additional damage in here with his laser. Falco makes it back to that right-hand ledge. Donkey Kong getting the ledge, the get-up attack there off of the ledge. Neutral air not going to take that stock. The neutral B, again, not quite going to do it. He makes it back to that left-hand ledge. Falco continuing to layer in some damage with his tilts there. Up tilts really causes a lot of problems for Falco's opponents. He should have gone for a smash attack there, and that forward air stage spike is enough to pick up that stock. Donkey Kong with a 2-stock victory. And you should never really count Donkey Kong out, especially when you take into consideration that he was sent to loser's side by Kazuya. So Falco really needs to scrap back together and see if he can pick up a win in Game 2 to force a Game 3 situation. We are at Kalos Pokemon League for Game 2. Not a bad position for Falco to be in as a counter pick. Gives him a bit more versatility in recovering back to ledge, as he has the higher recovery compared to his opponent Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong getting a lot of up tilts out there. Those are scary moves because they combo into themselves at low percents and can build up a lot of percentage on your opponent. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see Falco go for a down air there, especially because the vertical recovery of Donkey Kong is not great by any means. Down throw coming out, we get the dash attack coming into a forward air. And Falco just doesn't quite reach that platform with his up tilt. Again, not something that's particularly good for him. Both combats making it back to that left-hand ledge, and we see Donkey Kong using that up B to get a lot of additional damage against his opponent. Down tilt creating a bit of some additional space between them. Donkey Kong just about has his neutral B on full charge, but he is going to make it back to ledge after being chased off by Falco. Falco gets the down air through the charge of the up smash there from Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong making it back to ledge here again. Forward air coming out from Falco. He gets the full duration, and that's enough to pick up that stock. A very much needed run against Donkey Kong to further the potential of him claiming a Game 2 here. But he has yet to get a hit in on his opponent since the restock finally does so with the back air. Gets a down throw, or an up throw to neutral air, and he's not going to make it back from that, way too far away in that lower right-hand blast zone. And that's going to put us on a second stock situation for these two combatants. Doing some really nice work here to maintain that lead, though, as Donkey Kong attempts to rally back. And we are now even in percents, as I was complimenting Falco on his ability to combo against his opponents. Donkey Kong raising up to that ledge with an up air, gets some nice additional damage in. And both combatants ending up in that right-hand platform. They've been hanging out there for a little bit now. Donkey Kong now chases Falco over onto the left-hand side. Doesn't end up picking up a kill there. Should have gone for a down air if he wanted to end this match quickly. and both combatants fighting very aggressively over this ledge. Falco going to make it back and gets the ledge clip there against Donkey Kong, which is scary for him because it causes a lot of problems with potentially getting spiked into the abyss if you get hit by that Falco laser. These combatants have stayed very even, but Falco again going to pick up that stock with a fully connecting forward air. Donkey Kong firing right back with an up tilt off that restock. And so we now see that both of these combatants are fighting for the continuation on the loser side of the tournament. Donkey Kong with a nice 83% combo off of the start, and he lands the fully charged neutral B to finish this stock. A JV2 performance from Donkey Kong. We should have expected no less from this combatant, especially with as well as he held his own against Kazuya last week. We'll be back with the second half of this loser side round next week before moving into top 8 the week after. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure that you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe for that daily variety content, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, everyone, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.